Earl Skakel in the house. Woo! This didn't, I was trying to schedule a stream for a few minutes, but since that didn't work, we'll just get right into it, babies. Fuck yeah. Earl Skakel in the house. Let's do some quick maintenance so we can take care of some business, some business. Hope you guys are well. Been a sad day for the world of wrestling fans. We were all wrestling fans. And, I think we can all let Hulk Hogan rest in peace. Yeah. What's happening? Earl is a real American. Yeah, shout out to Bubba the Love Sponge for being right. I mean, I'm sure he's got pretty good sources, but, you know, it's like I tweeted out earlier, it's really not a miracle or whatever that him and Ozzy died in their 70s. Hey now. I sent an email to William Zoom and they did not get back to me. And he always gets back to me. So, if anyone knows William Zoom, let's make sure he's okay. Yeah, probably up there with the Ultimate Warrior. And Ultimate Warrior probably met him at the pearly gates and was like, I still fucking hate you. I mean, there's a lot of people in heaven who are not big Hulkamaniacs. But, I mean, I talked about it earlier on the stream. You just cannot treat your body like that. And you got to figure, I mean, he's probably been doing some kind of pharmaceutical enhancement for a very long time. So, he's a big part of all of our childhoods. I mean, and he really spanned two childhoods, because, like I'm 56, so growing up in the 80s, he was my childhood, him and Roddy Piper. And then, okay, I take that back. William Zoom just emailed me back. William Zoom is okay. He's just busy working. So that makes me feel happy. Sometimes life does get in the way of things. Um, and he was also if you were like 35, that age range, he was your childhood wrestler really in the 90s, you know, and really maybe even, you know, mid to late 90s, with the NWO. I get Lois back this weekend. Thank you very much. Everyone misses Lois. She is quite the dame. So I miss her very much. But I also am comforted that she's in good hands with Gail. So, I mean, it's not really brutal. Yeah, I mean, so Jordan, you're 33. So, like, if you're in that middle spot between my age, 56, and your age, 33, like, see if you're 40-ish, 41, 42, the NWO was your jam. And that was also Hogan as a bad guy. In the '80s, he was the quintessential good guy. Um, so, it's just a sad day. I mean, um, he, he's one of the few names in wrestling history that you can say to a person who doesn't like wrestling at all, go, Hulk Hogan. Oh, the blonde guy with the mustache. Like if you go up to a casual wrestling fan or someone who's not a wrestling fan and go, Nikita Koloff, they're not going to know who that is. No, I know who it is, but I'm a mark. Or if you say Bruno Sammartino, most people aren't going to know who that is. Shalom, SCVID show. Uh, yeah, I don't think Hulk Hogan was going to win Father of the Year. Um, to be honest, but that's between him and his kids. I mean, and I'm sure they feel bad at some point. Um, it's one of those things that, like I got along with both my parents in a strange but effective way. There's not a day goes by that I don't wish I could talk to them for 5 minutes, just five more minutes. So Brooke and Nick, they either, it's one or the other. They either think, thank God he's gone, or fuck, I wish I would have made it right before he died. So, oh shit, this is the only person who gets this. Bert Perkins in the house. It's like, I bet you the same regret will be if we all are, Bert, when Ace and Peter go, if they go before Gene or Paul, there'll be regret from Gene and Paul. All the shit those four have talked about each other, but when one of the original four members of Kiss dies, there'll be regret. I wish it could have been different. My parents are still living. We get along good. That's great. Enjoy it while you can, Ross, because one day they won't be there, and you'll very much miss the ability to pick up the phone and call them. He leaves behind such a yes, 100%. I mean, if you what up, Bumba? I don't want his chop. It's like if you take away the racist stuff, and let's be honest, he was a racist. I mean, that phone call, no one thought it would ever see the public light of day. Those were his true feelings. If you just judge him on his wrestling, he's iconic. If you throw that into the mix, it definitely complicates how you view him, which is why sometimes I don't want to meet celebrities. I don't think that's locker room talk. I mean, I've been in a lot of locker rooms. I was in one Tuesday night. I mean, we don't really have a locker room, but we all hang out after the game, all however many guys are on the team, 12 or 13. And, we chat it up, but, no one's dropping hard end bombs. That's not, I've never been in a locker room like that. I mean, I don't even think I talked about girls like that. You might say, hey, this girl's got nice tits, or hey, you fucked that. But, I wouldn't say ever, like, if you and me were in a locker room playing hockey, SC, and I don't think I'd ever look at you and go, hey, man, you can just grab a girl by the pussy. Like, I don't think I would ever say that. But my mother died at 13. Worst thing about it was I never got to know her as a person. Favorite color, favorite food, etc. Yeah, I mean, that's a tough one. I mean, and I'm sorry to hear that, Bert. I mean, my mom and dad died 2 months apart in '98. So I was 30 years old, relatively young to lose both your parents. Um, but not a second goes by where I wish I could pick up my landline, old school, and I still remember my parents' Florida number. I won't say it out here because I know one of you maniacs will probably call it, but I still remember my childhood phone number. Um, so, well, I mean, I think in theory what Trump said was true. If you are a celebrity, you can pretty much get away with anything. Um, Harold, how long ago did you lose your parents? It's been 30 to 40 years ago. My dad was 52 and my mom 57. I mean, well, Richard, I lost them in 98. My mom died January 25th of 98, and then dad died 2 months later. They were 75 and 69. So not young, but not old. I mean, these days you can be pretty up there, like I'm 56, but because I work out so much and take all the supplements and all that bullshit, I had my health exam a couple weeks ago, and the doctor literally said to me, um, you've got the insides of a 20-year-old. So he did get away with it. That's the thing. So I mean, really, what Trump said was true in that example you just brought up. Um, it's you can, and the fact that he does a Broadway play and essentially the city he was accused in. That's insane to me. But you know, what are you gonna do? That's the business. Look at D'Elia. Like he basically got away with allegedly whatever he did. Allegedly. So I got a booger in my eye. And you just kind of, you know, I mean, look at the if you follow junior hockey, which most people probably don't. There was a case today that wrapped up with 5 junior hockey players from Team Canada being found not guilty. Um, Now, if that's 4 people in chat and me, is about sexual assault of one girl. It was basically the he said, she said, inebriation. She said yes. She said she says no, but she was so drunk at the time that she can really remember some key elements, so they got off. Should those guys be allowed to play NHL hockey again? I mean, they were not convicted. Now, if that's 4 guys in chat and me, we probably get convicted. Ross wasn't famous enough to get canceled, I think. Well, what up, Mr. Singh? I think the situation with, oh yeah, Callan too. Bert, sorry. After seeing Hogan, do you think about starting a family? No, because I'm not selfish. I mean, I'm 56. If I got a girl pregnant today, the baby tonight, uh, 9 months. So I'd be 57 when the baby was born. At 13 years old, I would be 70. That's not fair. I'm not doing Al Pacino shtick, impregnating girls at 85. So the mega powers, yeah, 100%. Yeah, Duke Lacrosse. I mean, look at those guys. I mean, those guys were innocent. I mean, I think the hockey situation, which didn't get a lot of play in America. That Georgia Dome crowd was the hottest crowd I've ever seen. If you watch the end of the and here's the one thing, Dylan, go back and it's very subtle. Love how we're going back and forth between sexual assault and wrestling. Um, if you go back to that match when Mr. Perfect walks out and Carl Malone gives him the diamond cutter, look at the cell job Mr. Perfect gave him. Like he was literally shot going like that. So, the Gutfeld's lady just had a baby. Hey, yeah. I mean, I've been in some vulgar locker room conversations, but I mean, it was more like, hey, she's got a nice set of tits, or hey, Skakel, you fucked that, something like that. which probably isn't the best way to talk about a woman, but I don't think I've ever been in a locker room where someone said, "Hey, Skakel, you can just grab that one by the pussy, you can do anything you want." Like that's basically advocating sexual assault. So, those five kids, and Carter Hart was one of the players, and he was a very good goalie. He's probably the only one that has a legitimate shot at furthering his NHL career. Should he be allowed? If the Kings signed him, what would you think about it? Oh, shit. Now, Bert, take it easy now. I know how you like to get a little wild with the super chats. Um, Bert Perkins, $9. Sorry, I'm blind right now. Brother, you made me laugh with that family discussion. You're the man. $10 for the pinball table. Hello. Sha-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na-na. I'm sending out Morse code for more super chats. Thank you, as always, Bert Perkins. I know Keith Richards is somehow living. Well, I mean, I've been in their locker rooms, basically the Comedy Store, in the green room, and talking. I mean, really, the only thing Dalia. I mean, we small talked here and there, but the last thing I remember Dalia talking to me in person was at the Comedy Store, and he just whispered into my ear, "Skakel, you stream has been sabotaged." So, okay, we're back. We're back. We're back. We're frozen. We're gonna have a rare Earl stream from the bedroom. Now I'm gonna take my phone with me just in case. This is a rare because my phone's about to die. So here we go. You guys have never seen my bedroom at this hour. In the midnight hour, she cried more, more, and more. Now let's see how this works. Bam. All right. We're at 8%. All right. All right, so we're going to have to do, this is a good stretch for my back, the Earl bedroom, trust me. So the last thing Dalia ever said to me was he came up to me in the original room hallway and just comes in real tight and goes, "How do you get better looking with age, Skakel?" And then he walked away with two bimbos. Gummo dude, $2. What was your favorite Hogan match or memory? Let's see if this works up here. Probably him turning heel. No, trust me, ACDC, Dalia was anything but a piazza. Trust me on that one. Like, probably not a guy who loved pussy more than Dalia on this planet. That's a fact, Jack. Vince Griswold, was it 3 Ninjas High Noon? No, I mean, my favorite Hogan moment was definitely the 9/11 of wrestling, which was when he turned bad guy. I mean, it was unheard of that Hulk Hogan would be a bad guy. The say your prayers, take your vitamins, brother. I mean, it was so well done. Like you really, and the original idea was Sting was supposed to be the bad guy, but I guess he didn't want to do it. I think that's right around when Sting was kind of a reborn Christian dude, and no, I mean, I mean, I do have. Sorry, I'm just trying to get comfortable. Um, yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying, AC, but I think he just meant it, and he really liked me for whatever reason. So I'm surprised. Yeah, the commentating on that heel turn, Heenan and Dusty Rhodes and Shivani. I mean, it was just top notch commentary. I mean, mid '90s WCW for that 2 years was it wasn't flawless, but it was very very good. And then let's see. Yeah, I mean, I had no problem with D'Elia, and I knew he was a pussy hound, but I just didn't know about the alleged underage stuff. I mean, listen, I'd be a pretty big hypocrite if I went hard on D'Elia or hard on Jeff and not hard on D'Elia. Um, yeah, I mean, and Dylan, it's a no one ever sees that part of the match, but it was such a good sell job by Mr. Perfect. He made Carl Malone look like a 50-year veteran. And that's my favorite part. When Mr. Perfect's like, and Carl Malone did give him a good diamond cutter. So yeah, I mean, and my second favorite memory was probably Hogan and the Warriors, Skydome Toronto, WrestleMania 6. Uh, I don't know, that's a tough one if I saw D'Elia in public. I mean, I believe some things happened that probably shouldn't have had happened. Like because I know he goes to swingers a lot, and I go to swingers a lot. I probably wouldn't say anything to him. I probably would just, he'd probably be at a table with a couple of his goons, and I would just walk out. I mean, I can't be hypocritical like that. If I saw Jeff at swingers, I wouldn't even acknowledge him. So I'd be a pretty big hypocrite if I saw D'Elia and like broke bread with him. Um, yeah, I mean, Mr. Perfect was legit. I had a problem with Hulk's comments. We were allowed to have opinions and likes and dislikes. Oh, you had no problem with Hulk. Well, I mean, I'm assuming you're not black then. So, I mean, please respect goons, 100%. Man, this is rough on my neck, but good on my back. I'm getting a nice lower back stretch right now. By the way, here's a picture of me and my mom. I don't know if you guys can see that. You probably can't. It's too dark. That kind of see it a little bit. And maybe a minute or two. We'll go with this. Um, and we'll do this. We'll do the stream. So you get both Earls. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, those were that's my favorite promo of all time is the Mr. Perfect. Let's see, there we go. Hey, hey, Hulk, how you doing? All right, brother. Uh, so, yeah, that's definitely my favorite wrestling promo of all time. Um, Mr. Perfect doing everything perfect. Oh, interesting. I did not know that about Melton. I briefly remember him saying something, but that is a great picture. Nice to me, I mean, I don't know. I still to this day don't know why he blocked me on Twitter or X as they call it now. Um, I think that I'm gonna guess Hulk Hogan. He strikes me as the type that doesn't manage his X or Twitter or Instagram. Um, so I think that probably his assistant was like, "Fuck this guy doing a Hulk Hogan sex tape joke." Um, yeah, I'm gonna, but like I'm friends with the guy who runs Kenny Omega's Instagram page. Fuck it. If he can't take a joke, I'm sure the beach shop is doing big business. So we'll do about 5 more minutes, guys. I can't take this on my back. So I know my friend Jordan has gone to the beach shop many a time. So yeah, I mean, it's a sad day for wrestling fans, and probably a sad day for his family. The kids probably feel a little guilt or remorse that they didn't make it right with him, or he didn't make it right with them. Uh, yeah, maybe. I mean, but that would cost a lot of money to fly a crew out there and stuff. But some good things happening in the land of Skakel. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, it's like when Ozzy died, he gained like 2 million subscribers on Spotify. So, and yeah, Malcolm Jamal Warner. And, this is kind of an under the radar death. The guitar player from Golden Earring, and he was also the singer on there. Golden Earring is kind of like the Cars, where you just assume Rick Ocasek sang everything, but it was also Benjamin Orr. He sang. I think the guitar player sang their big hit "Twilight Zone." Now I'm living in here in the Twilight Zone, faces. That song. Or yeah, Chuck Mangione. Do 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 do. That's a bop. Um, so I mean, what up, Tom Myers in the house? I mean, it'll be interesting to see how many black wrestlers show up. Hello. Yeah, Art Bell. Deep, deep. Did he? No, that was Giorgio Moroder, wasn't it? Deep, 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 deep. Yeah, I mean, I riffed on Hogan. I think I broke the news, Tom, while I was on air this morning. TMZ Skakel. Hey, so sad day for wrestling fans. No, it was another ex that I've never talked about on here. I don't see Bolivia ever reaching out to me, but never say never. She's so calculating that if I was ever like headlining the main room at the store and she was there, she'd probably sneak back in the green room and go, "Hey, we good?" I'd be like, "No, we ain't, brother." So, I mean, we will run into each other one day. It's inevitable, but I'll, I don't, right now, I mean, she probably doesn't keep track of what I'm doing, but trust me, the minute I get something, she'd be the type to circle around. Now, Chandler, on the other hand, that would be more just, I'd have to be walking around the city she's in, and we would just have to bump into each other, and then it could be either way. That meeting will be one of two ways. Because what I mean by that is, like with Bolivia, she knows everyone likes me. But with Chandler, it's more, it would be either great and we'd hug it out, or we get it on verbally. So we'll see what happens there. Well, that's the greatest thing. I never got paid, because the scam there, and I don't even know if I can blame Jeff on this, was, it was not a TV show, it was a reality show. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this back in the kitchen, man. I can't sit like this for 10 more minutes. Oof. The things I do for you guys. So that was a complete scam because when it's not considered a TV show, you don't get residuals on it. It's kind of a one and done thing. Now, I'm also not going to lie. I got paid. Let me see here. Let's see. All right. So, in terms of what I got paid, when it's not a TV show like Friends or Miami Vice or whatever, you're one and done. But since it was a reality show competition, I got paid, I don't know, about 20 grand. But then the BIP was I got double taxed. I got taxed in Canada and the US. So it really wasn't that much. I probably made about 10 grand take home. So he's probably chatting with Ultimate Warrior going, why the fuck do you hate me so much? This is a good charger. I mean, this is a fast charger, but I think I left my phone when I was napping on. I was listening to MLC. So it was not, let me see if I can get a better angle here. There we go. It was, the battery was pretty dead. I know double tax in Canada and the US because the show was also filmed in the US. The first episode was the Road to Roast Battle. So that was, hey, should I be like people in the Dabbleverse? Hold on. Hey, man. Sorry, just kidding. Yeah, I mean, that was not fun. And the Canada tax people were like literally after me for 4 years. They were a little aggressive, to be honest with you. So I didn't like that. But here we are, still grinding away. Yeah, I'm Karmic Earl. I don't really do impressions, but there's a. I mean, Kevin Brennan, come on. All right, that's enough of that shit. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they do with the tax money. Oh yeah, I mean, I might be able to do that at SC, but I'll have to look into that. I mean, this isn't so bad, especially with the Hulk Hogan background. You don't have to see my dirty kitchen. I mean, my kitchen's not that dirty, but you know, Sansel invented guys wearing sunglasses. That's a fact, Jack. By the way, I probably will be seeing Jim Stansel when I go to New York to film Gutfeld when it happens. I believe he's like the manager or something at the Broadway Comedy Club. So that should be interesting. And who knows who I would run into in New York? You never know. The Earl of Maniacs reaches far and wide. Yeah, I mean, are you in New York, Night Moose? I forget. Pardon my forgetfulness. I could guess. Um, yeah. OG. OG. G. Oh, you're in California. Well, Gutfeld is filmed in New York. So, by the way, I will be at the Comedy Store this Saturday night, 10 o'clock. So I think they've added a comic. Who knows who that could be? Could be Bobby Lee. Could be whoever. Let's see if we have any other fun. There we go. The Iron Sheik. There we go. When I was at the Comedy Store dressed as Rick Rude. There we go. Yeah, I mean, I don't keep up with who Stancil hung out with. I'll guess it's who knows, who knows. If I had to lay money on who hang out with Jim Stancil, I would guess OG. OG. That's Earl back in the day, about 10 years ago. We'll give the initials. You can give the initials SVID show, and then people can figure it out on their own. Did South Park make up for probably? I mean, I don't know if I would say it was just like Rick, but um, oh yeah, I mean that's no shock. And look at where it's gotten her. But what are you gonna do? It's all good. It's kind of sad, but it's all good. No, no. I mean, we don't dox people in here, ACDC, but we do give out initials, and then if you can figure it out, you can figure it out. Um, Thank you. Yes, I'm West Hollywood Skakel. Uh, I doubt it. I doubt it. How tall was Piper to you? I mean, I don't know. I was a little taller than him. He was probably 6 feet. Um, Not as tall as you'd think, but if you look at that picture of me and Hulk Hogan, I'm just as tall. His whole life, he's been billed as 6'8" or whatever. So, um, let's see what other cool backgrounds before we wrap it up here. Just got to make sure I don't do any dirty words here. Yes. Jakey Lee, Ozzy Osbourne. Yes. Vince Griswold, $3. Have you ever been in a ring? A cock ring? Well, when you're fucking Stancil, like, I mean, I love him. He's a good guy, but like, you don't go from Skakel to Stancil. He also, have I ever been? I've been in a boxing ring when I was doing a TV show, but I've never been. I mean, I've been in a wrestling ring. I did stand up comedy before the card at an XPW show. Yes, SC, I believe you've done enough clues for Mr. DC to figure it out. I mean, or maybe ACDC can watch an episode of Will and Grace. So I don't know if I believe that text. I read the text. It seemed like something Sharon would concoct. So Ozzy looked like a good guy. I mean, yeah, I mean, you should always say grace ACDC before dinner. So XPW did go hard, no doubt about it. I've been to many XPW shows, and it's no joke. I can assure you that much. That is something that you know you cannot accuse XPW of not going hard. I liked Jake. I preferred him more than Randy Rhodes, which I know most people would be like, "Are you fucking crazy?" It's just personal choice, personal flavor, or whatever you want to call it. Um, so, I mean, listen, every guitar player Ozzy has had has been great. I mean, Randy Rhoads, Jakey Lee, Brad Gillis, even the guy who was before Brad Gillis for like a week. He was like a beatnik, hippy dippy guitar player, I think from Whitesnake, in that weird hippy dippy phase they were in. And, Joe Holmes, that's the last time I saw Ozzy in concert, was on the Osmosis tour. And, yeah, well, that's typical Jeff. I mean, I shared her GoFundMe, but I didn't contribute because the GoFundMe never made sense to me. And, do I believe she was sick? Yeah, I do. But, you know, she said starting in 2016, she had severe stomach pain. That's when we dated. She never complained once. And we were with each other every day. So, and her mom lives in like a $3 million, her stepmom lives in like a $3 million home in Orange County. So, I was not going to contribute knowing that the family has money. Um, I, yeah, it's all right, Fred. I think it's all right. Um, yeah, I guess I don't think Jake did use a lot of whammy. Um, yeah, Close My Eyes, that's a good song. I like, and Zach Wilde's great too. I mean, I've met him once or twice. He's actually very nice. I just like Jake, Sarah. Those two albums, Bark of the Moon and The Ultimate Sin. I really enjoy those two albums. Let's see if there's another cool background, just so I don't lose your guys' interest. All right, I can't do this shit anymore. Trying to entertain you guys. Yeah, I like that song. Maybe you can stop by Just Broadway play when you're. No, I'm good on that. Um, do you attend? I attended a WrestleMania at SoFi Stadium 2 years ago, um, and got kicked out of the John Cena section because a Riri kid was bothering me. Like, I'm just trying to watch the fucking match, kid. He kept bothering me. Who's going to win the match? I mean, I don't know. Whoever the writers want, bro. I mean, I broke kayfabe with this kid. So, um, would you test your luck the one time you go to New York? Yeah, probably would be. I mean, it's just inevitable. We're comics. We're gonna. But it's weird though with me and Jeff. It's not. It's not awkward for me. Like there was one time I was going in the back of the main room. I was up next, and Jeff and Frank Castillo were in the room smoking weed and talking, and I just stayed. I stood 20 feet from Jeff. It wasn't awkward for me at all because I don't regret one thing I've ever said about him. It's all been true. So, because the truth is really more or less articulate, John. More or less. Um, well, he wrote some. I didn't know he wrote every Metallica song, but so now would it be? And I bumped into Bolivia at the Comedy Store. I mean, she just puts her head down and runs away from me. So that's an indicator of, you know, um, I think her. I mean, she's a sociopath in some ways, but because like I said, she does have a behavior pattern of dating someone and then accusing it when it goes south or she doesn't get out of it what she thought she was getting. She goes into accusation mode. I'm surprised, honestly, she didn't do that with Jeff because he's the one with the most to lose because he's already had accusations. So, hey, here we go with another girl, and so, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm not. What would I apologize to him though? That's the funny thing. But that's the Jeff world. He's great at playing the victim. Like he asked a mutual friend of ours, a couple of years ago. This guy comes up to me and goes, "Hey man, Jeff wants to know why you hate him so much." And Jeff knows. He's a sociopath, but he knows. He doesn't care, but he knows. And that's just the way Hollywood works. But by saying that to our mutual friend, he made me look like the bad guy. I mean, that's exactly what went into that game plan. Uh, oh, I think I was at that one. Well, I was at the one in Irvine. I mean, I'm banned from the room on Tuesday nights until I apologize to Jeff. And that's the funny thing. I could care less if I ever watch another roast battle again. Like, it's really not a big deal to me that I'm missing out on today's era. I mean, there's no comparing my era to today's era. There just isn't. And this goes back to the truth. The truth is my era got 5 seasons of this show on international television, 3 in the US, 2 in the UK. And this era has 0 seasons on television. And my era of roast battle got 2 best-selling books written about it. This generation, I can assure you, there will be no books written about this era. And my generation got an award-winning documentary done by the hottest director in town, Jason Reitman. I can assure you Jason Reitman will not be doing a documentary about this era. So at literally every conceivable angle you could pitch, this era is better than mine, we win. I mean, I've got more battles on television than literally everybody in the Roast Battle League put together. The hundreds of people who are doing it. So, Earl, okay, sorry about that. I already read that one. So we'll do about another 10 minutes, boys and girls, and then I'm off to Gold's Gym in the Beverly Center to work on my already fabulous body. So I hope that you guys can appreciate my work ethic. But I still had to get my final thoughts, like Jerry Springer did, about Hulk Hogan. What up, Mac Ryan in the house? So now, if I bumped into Jeff in New York, I don't think I would walk right by him. I literally would just do what I did when I saw his manager the one time I was walking Lois, just completely ignore him. If I ran into Bolivia, I'd ignore her. What she did was unforgivable, man. It's just, there's things you can forgive, and, you can forgive cheating or whatever. Hey, I was weak or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I've been cheated on, I've cheated, I've forgiven, and I've asked for forgiveness. But, what she did, like, saying I hit her is just like, it's just wrong, man. Now, if I did it, hey, man, you do the crime, do the time, baby. But I did not do that. And my story's never changed. I don't have a wacky story. There's no, well, I don't remember. I remember everything. Trust me on that one. So, and then Mr. Other Stream. Yeah, please check it out. It was pretty good this morning. I was literally, I couldn't sleep for whatever reason. And and then Hulk Hogan died, I think 4 minutes into the stream. So, I do streaming differently. I don't clip shows. I don't roast other clippers or whatever. We just stream of consciousness, baby. We just hit record and we go. Oh, okay, yeah, I wasn't at that one. I was at the WrestleMania at Staples Center. It was around 2002, 2003. It was the one where Hulk Hogan came to save Eric Bischoff's Riri cousin, Eugene. And yeah, it was fun. That's where I took the picture with Hulk Hogan. What up, Mud Sharks Unite? We got about another 10 minutes, and then I've got to go to the gym and work out on my fantastic body, my 56-year-old body that scored a goal late in the third period to rally a comeback Tuesday night in my league. And we ended up winning the game. No overtime. We were down 1-0 about. It was a 0-0 game, and then about with 4 minutes left, they scored to make it 1-0. It was a real goaltender battle. And then with about 2 minutes left, I scored on a backhander. And then my Montreal teammate, we call him Shaz. I call him Jofa. Um, he scored and we won the game. Stream at goals. Maybe. I'll have to recharge my phone for a minute because my phone is hurting. But they also play music really loud. Not quite as loud as at John Reed, but um, so that kind of defeats the purpose there. But it is, I can mute the sound, I suppose, and show you guys. It's a nice gym, man. It's probably the nicest gym in terms of weights and whatnot that I've ever worked out at. So, we might, I don't think I'll do it tonight, but I'll wait till my phone's, I'll wait till I work out at like 2 or 3 in the morning one time. I mean, I don't know how they're going to stay open 24 hours. I don't see it as being sustainable, to be honest with you. I mean, um, I worked out there once last week at like 3 in the morning. There was literally 3 people working. There's 2 people at the front desk and a maintenance guy, and 3 people working out. So, yeah, I got some clanging and back. And now tonight I'm just doing cardio. Saturday and Sunday are my heavyweight days. Even some of the big boys were impressed with me. I think I did a 125-pound dumbbell uh, bench press twice, and this huge guy was like, "You got it, bro." I wonder what Jim Norton is doing. Probably, making love. Any hot? Yeah, there are some hot girls there. The no pool there, thank God. Um, so, although my membership runs out July 26th at John Reed, I might do one last um, dip in. Well, I haven't been in the pool there. I might try and do a video of me going into the pool at a gay gym. See what happens. Um, by the way, hit the like and subscribe button if you're new to the stream. But yeah, there's no pool at the because the pool. Well, if you've ever been to the Beverly Center, the Gold's Gym shares the space that used to be the old Macy's men's store. So now it shares it with Lucky Strike, and Gold's. I think they basically. It's too bad they didn't get the Lucky Strike space too. That would be an awesome gym if you took up the whole space of the Macy's men's store. But it's pretty good. I think it's about 32,000 square feet. The dumbbells go up to 150 pounds. Like I said, they've got machines I've never seen before there. So it's kind of refreshing to work out there. What percentage? I mean, I would say it's might be 50-50. And I think they are taking the sexual activity there a little more serious than John Reed does. My friend who is incredibly gay, he works out there, and he says they've already canceled someone's membership and had them arrested for not, I guess it is illegal, for sexual activity in the steam room. So the gym hasn't been open 2 weeks, and people are already trying to do stuff in there. So it's good to see that they're taking a stand. John Reed, it's like when they gave me a free membership there the first year, they said and I think I've told the story, but there's some new people in the stream. Um, you know, I think someone had seen me doing comedy at the store or something, and they said, "We just want your feedback. We'll give you a free year. First year's on us." And I literally said, "I can give it to you right now." And I was talking to some older lady. Now, the family who owns John Reed, they died in a plane crash. So this was looked like to be the CEO of the company. I mean, she was definitely someone in charge. And I said, "You're gonna have to draw a line in the sand with the locker room activity." And she was kind of playing dumb and go, "Oh, what do you mean?" And I like felt like Travolta in Grease. "What do you mean? What do I mean? I mean, maybe there's two of us." And I'm like, with the sexual activity, you're either gonna have to let it happen and write it up as a cost of doing business, or you're gonna have to just cancel memberships and have people arrested. And I just they didn't listen to me, and one gay porn star filmed a porno in there, and that ended up being on Reddit. If you could probably find it if you look up John Reed porno on Reddit. And then it's just the locker room's gross, man. And you guys know me. I'm the only straight guy in my fucking building. Um, I'm a very liberal guy, but that locker room's disgusting. Just you walk in there and you feel like you're being raped with your eyes. YouTube terms of service. Sorry about that. Um, so I think Gold's because I mean, even though this one is a franchise, it's not necessarily owned by Gold's Gym. I think because it's got the Gold's name, they've been told, "Hey, not on our watch." But if it keeps up being 24 hours and there's two people at the front desk, they might every now. What I would do if I were them is every hour you just send one person back there, and you know, I mean, you're never going to be able to fully stop it, but it's definitely not as creepy of a vibe as John Reed. Um, so, hey, I mean, it's actually a nice pool, ACDC. I went out there because my friend Lindsay, she's a super hot lesbian. She works at John Reed, and she's like the lifeguard out there. And I just went out there one time to talk to her, and I mean, it's a real nice setup. I mean, I don't know if it's a full Olympic-sized pool, but CC Motion, what up? What up? We're just about to end the stream. We'll go 5 more minutes. So we'll go 7 more minutes, an hour and 5 minutes, and then I got to go take care of some business. Um, I mean, it's a really nice layout, but I have a feeling that some shenanigans happened there. But what are you gonna do? It's probably a gym in the gayest area of West Hollywood you can get in. So it's like the deal when you sign up there, but still, like, there should be some right of like, okay, hey, I'm straight. You guys can do what you do, but let's not be fucking gross about it. They're probably doing butts. Well, yeah, they absolutely are. I saw that when it was 24-hour fitness. Before it was John Reed, it was 24-hour fitness, and it was fucking out of control. Like it was just like a Fellini film in the steam room. But I didn't care. I'm like, hey man, I'd usually be in the steam room first, and I wouldn't leave. People were like, why didn't you leave with all that shit happening? I'm like, because I was there first. Fuck these people. I pay just as much money as these fucking momos. Um, well, I mean, listen, I'd say the same thing, KG, if it was a straight gym. I don't want to see a guy pumping some broad and blowing his load over where I'm going to put my feet or where I'm going to sit down. So the gay angle doesn't really matter to me. It's just like, come on, man. Um, well, my buddy last night, who is gay and he works out at, he was the one who told me about they'd already arrested someone for, whatever was happening in that locker room. There's some gay app called Sniff, or I'll have to get the name from him, where it's like a live grinder where you can basically the premise of the platform is you open up your phone and let's this is my iPhone 14. So you open up your phone and it shows you a map of guys who are out on the streets, and they're down to clown right now. And when he showed it to me last night, There was one person in the Gold's Gym. So that person was basically saying, meet me in the steam. But, I don't know what happened. Yeah, I mean, I really don't want to step in the go. Well, I mean, straight people like that too. I mean, have I ever had anonymous sex with a stranger? Yeah. I remember one time I went to go see Stephen Piercy at the Whiskey, and I walk in, and this girl just, you're hot. Let's go outside for a smoke. I'm like, I don't smoke. She's like, well, I do. And then I ended up plowing her in the alley, and then we both went back in and saw Piercy. Like, hey, this is BC, if you know what I'm saying. BC. Might have been even before BBG, if you get the reference. Um, so, but let me tell you this much: I would love to own a gay bar, no doubt about it. Money is money, honey. So, Sherry O'Terry. No, it was not. I never got her name. Yeah, I did wear one. I did wear one. So she actually was like, "You don't have to." I'm like, "When a girl says you don't have to, you have to, because you ain't the first guy she said that to. That's a fact, Jack. If you know what I'm saying." So I don't, Daddy don't play like that. I mean, there's a fair amount. I mean, there's West Hollywood. There's the Mother Lode. There's Mickey's. There's the Revolver. Pretty much every bar is gay. Even the two sports bars are basically gay. You're like, Earl, how do you know all these bars? Hey, so I mean, I don't mind, being in this neighborhood. But when I go to the gym, I want to work out, feel good about myself or whatever. I don't want to be fucking sexually. Now, one thing I do like about Gold's, the Mother Lode, yes, but it's spelled Lode, is when I'm working out, I can charge my phone on whatever machine I'm on. I've never seen that before. So that's kind of cool. Um, all right, guys, so we got 2 more minutes. So get your last minute questions and concerns, and then we can all go about our lives set to fulfill a life of religious consciousness. And, I'll try and stream tomorrow at some point. Try and work out early, and maybe, oh shit, corn diff in the house. Corn diff is the man. Or maybe he's a woman. Who knows? People think Doom is a woman. See, I know, I keep up with the Dabbleverse stuff. Um, 100%, that's a fact, Jack, corn diff. Earl, tell us that story of why that person couldn't bottom for the other. You guys love the gay stories, man. You guys are out of control. By the way, follow Corn Diff. We can all follow each other. We can support each other's channels. If Corn Diff, has a short come out, share it. I put out, or at least I try and put out a comedy short every day. Share that or like it or comment on it or whatever. So yeah, I'll leave on that story because it's a quick story. It's about a minute story. So I'm in line at L.A. Buns. That's the gay hamburger stand at the gay car wash, which is the next block over. That's the block where Ice. That's the car wash where they raided a few times. Um, and so I'm behind these two guys, and the one guy says to the other, "Hey, Bill, I can't bottom for you tonight." And Bill's like, "Why not?" And the guy's like, "I've got really bad diarrhea." And then they finish their order, and the guy says, "What do you want to eat?" I'm like, "I'll just take a Pepsi." Oh.